welcome back to my channel. This is Prepping by Faith, and today we're going to be talking about don't be a sheep. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to be thinking that this video is going towards a certain direction and that I'm talking about all the multitudes of people out in the world that are not paying attention to the signs around them. And that is not what this video is actually going to be about. What I am talking about is the actual preparedness community. I'm talking about the Christian community. I am going to be touching on all of the communities. And the reason that I want to talk about this today is because I think there are so many of us out here who are walking along thinking that we have all of the answers. We have, all of the information. We've done all the research. And so therefore, we're going to go along and tell you exactly how things should be. And the other thing that I'm seeing is that there are a lot of people in the preparedness community and in the Christian community that go along with groupthink as well. We are not thinking for ourselves. We are not using wisdom. We are not using sound judgment in a lot of our decision making. And I'm bringing this up because I think that a lot of content creators especially witness this on a daily basis. You can be a sheep in any form. It does not have to be just because you're not seeing what's going on in the world as far as the direction that we are headed economically or spiritual decline or any of the above. You can also fall into group thought in any situation, and I'm seeing it. It's very, very prevalent, and it's causing a lot of division. It causes a lot of discord among all of the groups. We're stuck down in the mud and in the weeds, and we can't rise above the most basic of things like products and corporations and businesses and simple things like people. We don't see people anymore. We don't. We look at something and we think we're 100% right and everything is a black and white issue. But I'm telling you what, most things in this world are a gray issue. And we are supposed to be using that spiritual discernment and wisdom in everything that we do. We need to be prayerfully asking God what we should do, not going along with some rumor mill or some gossip site or some, group mentality, this group thought. Because I've got news for you. You can go off the ditch in one side or you can go off in the ditch in the other. But I'll tell you what, it's the same ditch. So we have got to get ourselves out of the ditch. And this is so important. It's so important, guys, because I am seeing so much division. You see it in politics. You see it in Christianity. You see it in products even. I mean, I can't put anything on my channel that somebody doesn't have something to say about it and tell me how wrong I am for thinking this way or pushing that or thinking this or saying that or whatever information I'm putting out there. We are so focused on being right in so many instances that we don't even take the time to consider that we could be wrong. And I'm going to reference a few things here. One of the things I see all the time, guys, is this notion that we have to boycott certain products because somebody is involved in, in the background in this product, and we don't even look at it anymore and go, what, is this really a good product? Is this still a good product for me? Have I used it for a long time? Is it something that helps my family, that benefits my family? No, we just throw it aside immediately. And because we think something is a certain way, because we found some little shred of evidence that may connect a certain person to it that we don't approve of, we toss the entire thing out the door and we say it's no good anymore. We have got to start using some wisdom and sound judgment. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is how I see it. I believe that every single product, every single company in some way, shape, or form probably has an evil person working for it, an evil entity behind it. These people at the top, guys, you need to understand something. If you feel like you are truly enlightened, then understand this. These people that are in charge of all of the things that are happening, these people are at the very tippy top of this pyramid. And so their hands are in everything. Their tentacles are wrapped around every corporation, every government entity, every product. So if you think that you are doing something wonderful because you've suddenly boycotted something because of some rumor that you've read, then I want you to think about what you just did. And every company that's out there, Walmart, Amazon, all of these big ones, you can try to boycott all of them all day long. But I'm going to tell you that at the end of the day, every product that you are purchasing is probably somehow connected. Even if you don't think it is, and you haven't found that scrap of evidence yet, if you're not willing to grow everything yourself, make everything yourself, do every single thing yourself, which I know is not even humanly possible. I don't care if you have a homestead or not. It's not possible to grow every type of fruit tree, every type of vegetable, every type of tool, everything that you need, and be able to build it and construct it yourself. And I've got news for you. A lot of those ingredients that if you were to go out and source could be, from something else. I mean, it's like, I'm going to use an example of a Bible. There may be these wonderful companies out there that are promoting these Bibles, that are putting these Bibles together, and then you somehow find out that the leather that was used in that Bible was somehow, sourced from some sort of satanic company. Does that make the Bible evil? Let's start thinking about this stuff a little bit more logically than we are, and anything that we use can be used for good or it can be used for evil. Start thinking about things from more of a sound judgment perspective. And if that product is still serving you well, if that's something that, is benefiting your family, you are not worshiping an idol or worshiping a person because you are using that product. And I think that we need to start understanding that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and touch on a few things that I think are a little bit sensitive. One of the things that, is very prevalent in the Christian community is the boycotting of Disney. And I agree on some aspects, and in others I disagree, and here's why. I'm going to tell you that I believe that company originally, when it was founded way back, and you guys can talk about how awful Walt Disney was all day long, all you want to, but I don't believe that man was evil. And I believe that a lot of people can go in there and say a lot of things and start a lot of rumors, and it's a little difficult for the man to defend himself now that he's no longer in this world, isn't it? So understand that rumors are prevalent in everything, in every community. And if you start going along with that group think and you don't start doing some research for yourself and thinking for yourself, then you are going to fall into that trap every time. So what I can see that Disney as a whole, as a company now, moving forward, that a lot of what they are putting out there is very satanic. It is very wrapped around deception. It is trying to, get our children to think a specific way. So as far as the new content that Disney is putting out, all of their new stuff, I am not going to be supporting that. But that is a personal decision for me. I am not going to get on here and tell you that you have to start boycotting Disney, that you can't go to the parks anymore, that you can't purchase any of their stuff. My mother-in-law actually recently just purchased my oldest a Minnie Mouse sweatshirt. It's just a picture of a mouse. It's very cute with some flowers and things in its hair. I did not tell my daughter that because I'm no longer supporting Disney Plus that she can't wear that sweatshirt. Because to me, it's a picture of a mouse. It's an innocent picture of a mouse. It is not a satanic altar or anything like that going on that we are worshiping at the feet of Disney. It is a piece of merchandise, and we have got to start looking at things for what they are and understanding that we can sometimes start putting so much symbolism on things that we begin to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, guys? So we have got to start using some wisdom, some sound judgment in some of the things that we are doing. And I am tired of seeing this. I am tired of every time I go into my comment section, I am seeing things like this. And I am not just picking on any one person or anything like this. I am not trying to, come at anyone in specific. I see it all the time in all of my videos. And I think that we are going to have to start using a little bit more prayerful discernment when it comes to some of the things that we're doing. And it's not even just that. It's, rumors that go around about certain ones. I can tell you that in many instances, I agree that a specific person, I'm not going to name names because I don't name names. I don't know if that's something that you've noticed on my channel, but I don't get on here and start naming specific names. I try to not name, people specifically. I will infer to certain ones in the global elite because I think that is information that needs to get out there. But when it comes to individuals, different ones that are out there, I try not to do that as much. So, and I'm sure I've said it at some point or other myself, but a lot of our personal opinion can begin to sort of infiltrate, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to bring you information. I want you guys to do your own research. That's something that I always say is do your own research, do your own, pray about it, guys. Use prayer, use sound judgment. And I think that a lot of us have gotten out of that. We want to just pick on one certain thing and say, this is, critical that we do this. And so for me, I am not going to, start boycotting specific products on my channel. If you don't want to purchase those, that's fine. That's up to you. That's a personal choice. But putting information out there and stating that this is wrong or that's wrong, or, homeopathic medicine is now somehow wrong because, it's misleading and then the way that it's created. If you feel that way, then don't purchase the product. It's as simple as that. But you don't need to go on there and start trying to get everybody to go along with your view, your way of thinking, and sort of start molding people into a certain direction. I don't like a lot of that. I can use wisdom myself. I can tell that a lot of these people, especially in Hollywood, are of no good. Whether there's proof that they're satanic or not, we can see by their actions. We are supposed to be judging by their fruit, right? So whatever fruit that they are producing, if it is evil fruit, if we are seeing that, their lifestyles are not in accordance to scripture, if we are seeing that, the way that they are dressing is very promiscuous, if we see the words that are coming out of their mouth is not promoting God in any way and is very anti-God, then we can see that, guys. We can see it with our own eyes. We don't need to go down the road or the rabbit hole even of, condemning all of these people. And one of the things that we need to be doing above all else, guys, is being an example of love and kindness and praying for these people. Jesus told us to pray even for our enemies, because the last thing that we want is for anyone, any soul, I don't care what kind of a relationship you've had with them in the past, I don't care what kind of an altercation that you've had, we are supposed to be walking in forgiveness. We are supposed to lay those things at Jesus' feet. We are supposed to let him deal with it. And we are supposed to rise above this stuff, guys. And we are not to condemn the person. We are to condemn the sin, but we are to do it in a loving way. And I am not seeing that love. I do not see that Christ-like love that is shining out there. And we cannot begin to see these things break loose. And we cannot begin to rise above this division. And we cannot begin to see this change. Jesus told us that we would do greater things in his name. Greater works would we do. And I'm not seeing those greater works because we're stuck down in the toolies. Let's try to rise above this stuff. Let's be better than that. Let's be, true Christianity is the two commandments. The two greatest commandments we were given was to love the Lord God with all our heart, soul, and mind. And we are to love our neighbor as ourselves. And so in everything that we do and everything that we bring, we need to start bringing that love with it. That love has got to be prevalent, because nobody is going to want to be a part of Christian community if all it is backbiting and division and trying to get people to think a certain way because you think that way. That is not Christ. That is another spirit. And there are people out here who are listening to other spirits that are not Christ-like spirits. And so we have got to do a better job of that. We need to do a better job of it in the prepping community, because people are not going to be interested in preparedness if all they see is everyone going at each other. And I don't care if it's a content creator, it's subscribers, it's mods, it's everything. It is everywhere. And this has got to stop, guys. We have got to be a better example, and we have got to start striving towards being a better example. I just think this is really important. This is really critical if we are going to truly make that difference that we all want to make. So if you guys have enjoyed this video today, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.